Starfield is finally here, and we were dumb enough to buy the premium edition to get early access instead of just waiting to play it on our Game Pass subscription on full release. We do this for you guys. Anyway, we tested out the game on both gaming shadow tiers. Do you need the power upgrade for a successful launch, or can you limp by without a grav jump on the base tier? Suit up and make sure your helmet is on so you can get all the O2 you can for this one.
Put your helmet on.
Let's grav jump in. Now I'm gonna start with the base shadow tier first because I just have to know how optimized this game really is. Since the base tier has a GPU that's equivalent to a GTX 1080, I'm not expecting much. Now first thing, Starfield has shaders. Yes, shaders. But don't be alarmed by that big number. These only take about a minute or two. Now let's start at 4K and check the graphics. As expected, everything's set to low with FSR on. We'll just run with this. So I'm not gonna lie here, I was expecting worse. I averaged around 30 to 40 frames in space and on world. Granted, the graphics look pretty bad on low, especially with FSR on, because you know how bad FSR is. The first mission is where the trailer that we all saw with the pirates took place. I surprisingly got up to 50 FPS in certain spaces, but for the most part, about 40 FPS was the average while I was on this planet fighting in and outside of this building. It honestly could have been a lot worse. Maybe not for this guy. So reducing the resolution down to 1080p should be even better, right? Right? That's what they want you to believe. I went back to the same building at 1080p to see how big the frame increases were. Same settings, low with FSR on. I think I hit 60 several times when I was scavenging for stuff in corners. But traversing the hallways, I was getting around 45 to 50 FPS. I guess that's not horrible. This also included space travel. Now outside on planet, I got around 40 FPS. There's still a ton of game to play here. Now I arrived at New Atlantis and the frames were so much worse. So this isn't looking too good for the base tier going forward. I think we got lucky in the beginning, but it's still better than Council, am I right? Maybe. So the question is, if you're planning to get Shadow to play Starfield, is the power upgrade really worth the upgrade? Let's see. First and foremost, don't expect to go ultra on the power upgrade at 4K. It's just not gonna happen. Expect around 30 frames or less on ultra if you do. Medium settings here at 4K with FSR on. This really is the sweet spot. I'm hovering around mid-50s to mid-60s while I'm on world and in this facility. I also get 60 FPS in space. This is not a bad deal. It's not ultra or high, but it's not a bad deal. Why not high settings, you say? Because just as New Atlantis was killer for the base tier, the same thing goes here. I dropped down to the 40s.
Unpleasant.
You said it, Little Quick. I expect more planets like this in the future. Some good, and some more demanding ones like this. Now 1080p was quite nice because it allowed me to go above 60 FPS on the exact same settings to utilize this 144Hz monitor I have. There were many times I hit above 80 FPS, even to triple digits, but that was very rare. I highly recommend the same settings because FSR has zero. I repeat, zero effect for you here. Actually, it might benefit you to turn it off entirely. I notice better frames and visuals with it off. Weird, right? This game could definitely use DLSS. Overall, Starfield doesn't run as bad as I initially thought it would. But don't get me wrong, a 4080 SuperPod would be nice though, you know what I'm saying? But I would suggest you get the power upgrade if you're playing the game in full on the cloud. It's not the best, but it should suit your Starfield needs better than the base tier. Now I'm sure more optimizations will come in time, especially with FSR 3 to increase the frame rate. So if you're looking to get started with Shadow, you can get 10% off both Shadow tiers for the first month with the link in the description. If you like this overview of Starfield on both gaming tiers of Shadow, give us a like. Also, make sure to join as a member of the channel or join our Patreon and Discord in the links below. And above all else, make sure to subscribe to keep it locked right here at the only place where you can do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle.